Okay, so we're living in this streaming first world where everything's instant, everything's wireless, Spotify, Apple Music, you name it, which makes you wonder, why are some people, maybe even you listening, drifting back towards physical media, like actual CDs? Today we're doing a deep dive into a gadget that sits right at that crossroads, the KLIM Nomad portable CD player. It looks like a total throwback, but it's actually packed with modern stuff, too. It feels like it's built for someone who, misses their CD collection but still wants things like Bluetooth.
That's a perfect way to put it. And our mission today really is to look at the reviews for this KLIM Nomad, not just like list the specs, but understand why it exists and who it's for. It's more than just a CD player, isn't it? The way people
Yeah.
talk about it, it's like this little all-in-one audio hub. We want to figure out how it hits that sweet spot, keeping the physical connection alive, but adding the convenience we expect now, like wireless playback. Think of this as your shortcut to understanding this niche, this market for these kind of hybrid players.
Right, okay. So let's start with the physical side of things. If you're choosing a CD player now, that tactile feel has got to be a big part of it, right? It's about doing something, not just hitting play on a screen. What did the reviews say about just holding it, the design?
Yeah, that first impression is key. Is it just cheap plastic nostalgia, or do they put some thought into it? And the reviews suggest it's, well, pretty thoughtfully designed. It's lightweight, quite sleek looking, sits nicely apparently, whether it's in your bag, on a desk, maybe even rigged up somehow in a car. And the feel you mentioned, tactile, they went with this matte finish, which feels good apparently, but it also doesn't show every single fingerprint. Plus, it seems to resist minor scratches, which is important if it's actually going to be portable, used day to day. That suggests they were thinking about durability, not just looks.
Yeah, definitely, because you are going to bump it around if you're using it on the go. Okay, speaking of touch, what about the buttons? I remember old portable players sometimes had really mushy, unsatisfying buttons.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. But the reviews actually highlighted the buttons on the Nomad. They're described as crisp. You get clear feedback. They're laid out logically, too, apparently. So you press play, you know you've pressed play, no guessing, which is crucial if you're, say, driving or just walking and not really looking at it.
And feedback
Yeah.
visually. We're not talking a big smartphone screen here. How do you know what's going on?
It's got a small display
Yeah.
right on the front. It's pretty basic, definitely not fancy, but it's bright enough indoors. It shows you the essentials. Track number, what mode you're in, like CD or TF card or FM radio, and the battery level,
Yeah.
which is pretty crucial. Just the core info, quick glance.
Okay, that makes sense. Keep it simple. But this is where it gets really interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Because if it just played CDs, it'd be, well, kind of limited. The big deal seems to be how versatile it is. It's designed to handle pretty much anything you throw at it audio-wise.
Exactly. It's like a Swiss Army knife for your older audio formats. So yes, obviously it plays standard audio CDs, no surprise there. But the real utility kicks in because it also handles MP3 CDs.
Wait, MP3 CDs? Wow, that is a deep cut. I definitely spent hours back in the day burning those, trying to cram hundreds of songs onto one disc.
And lots of people still have those discs stashed away somewhere. The Nomad playing them shows it respects that history, But then it goes further, beyond discs entirely. It has TF card playback, micro SD cards, essentially. And the reviews called that feature a blessing. Think about it. Maybe you ripped all your CDs to MP3 years ago, and those files are just sitting on an old computer. Instead of messing with uploads or burning new discs, you just copy them to a tiny card, pop it in, and boom, instant offline music player with potentially your whole collection.
That's actually really smart. It makes the player independent. You don't need your phone tethered to it. But we live in 2024. We have to talk about the B word, Bluetooth. That's got to be the killer feature, right?
Absolutely. That's the bridge. It acknowledges that even if you love CDs, you probably have wireless headphones now.
Yeah.
And the Bluetooth works both ways. You can pair it with your wireless earbuds or headphones, ditch the cable, or, and this is key for a lot of people, you can pair it with your car's Bluetooth system. Suddenly, it's not just for you listening alone. You take that favorite old CD, put it in the Nomad, and beam the audio straight to your car speakers. Or maybe to a Bluetooth speaker at home. That's what really makes it a Nomad. It adapts. It can go anywhere and connect to pretty much anything.
Huh. Okay, that is versatile. And the review mentioned something else, almost like a bonus feature that's useful for commuters or road trips, FM radio.
Yeah. And apparently, it's not just tacked on. The review said the reception is actually pretty strong. It scans for stations quickly, lets you save presets. So if you're out for a walk or on a long drive, just want some local radio without using phone data, it's right there. A nice little extra that makes it feel even more complete.
Okay, let's talk performance. Features are great, But if it sounds bad, what's the point? The review called the sound quality surprisingly good. What does that translate to?
Well, surprisingly good for this kind of device usually means it's clean, no obvious hiss or distortion, and it's reasonably balanced, decent bass, clear enough highs, especially if you're using the headphones that come with it. For just casual listening on the move, it sounds like it does the job well. But here's the important part, the context. The Nomad's potential seems to be higher than what you get out of the box. The reviews suggest the player itself can deliver really good sound, especially from well-mastered CDs. The trick is pairing it with something better than the included earbuds. Use your own good quality headphones or connect it via Bluetooth to a decent speaker. And then you apparently start hearing more detail, more warmth, especially in older recordings, things that cheaper players might flatten out.
Ah, okay. So the player itself isn't the bottleneck necessarily. It delivers the signal quality from the CD, but you need good headphones or speakers to really appreciate it.
Exactly. It lets you actually hear the quality that's on the disc if you've got the right gear plugged into it. You get more out of your physical media that way.
Makes sense. Now, for anyone using this on the go, commuters, travelers, actual nomads, battery life is huge. Old portable CD players were notorious battery hogs. How does this one hold up?
Yeah, they definitely tackle that problem. It has a built-in rechargeable battery, no more AA's. And the endurance sounds pretty impressive, actually. The reviews mention getting up to 12, maybe even 15 hours on a charge. Depends on volume, what mode you're using. CD playback uses a bit more than the TF card, for example. But still, 12 to 15 hours, that easily covers a long flight or several days of commuting. Big improvement.
And charging it. Please tell me it's not some weird proprietary plug.
Nope, thankfully.
Yeah.
Standard USB charging. USB-C, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you want for portability. It
Mm.
means you can charge it from your car's USB port, a laptop, a power bank, basically anywhere you can charge your phone. That kind of convenience is just expected now.
Okay, good. So we've hit the high points, the things that make it stand out, but nothing's ever perfect. Let's talk quirks. Where did the review say it stumbles, even slightly?
Right. The reality check. There are a few things mentioned. First, that Bluetooth pairing. While it works, apparently it can sometimes be a little slow to connect, not unreliable, just
Mm.
maybe takes a few seconds longer than you're used to with your phone or other modern devices. A minor annoyance.
Okay. And the second point went back to that little display we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that small screen. While it's bright enough inside, it's reportedly quite hard to read in direct sunlight.
Hang on, though. If this thing is called the Nomad and it's meant for portable use, potentially outdoors, isn't a screen you can't read in sunlight kind of a major drawback, not just a minor quirk? Like if I'm trying to skip tracks at the park?
That's a really fair point. The review framed it as minor, but you're right to question that. It probably depends heavily on how you plan to use it. It seems like a trade-off they made, probably for cost and size. Opting for a simple, bright indoors display instead of something more advanced like e-ink, which would be expensive. It suggests it's maybe best for commuting, travel transit, or indoor use rather than, say, sitting on a beach towel. It forces you to rely more on the tactile buttons when you're outside.
Okay, I see. A design compromise then. And the last point was about the stuff that comes in the box.
Correct. The included wired headphones, they work, they're functional, but apparently very basic, very entry level. The reviews pretty much say, plan on using your own headphones if you care about sound quality. Don't expect miracles from the bundled ones. They're just there to get you started.
So definitely some drawbacks, but it sounds like none of them really break the core function, playing different kinds of audio reliably and connecting wirelessly when you need it to.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the KLM Nomad seems to succeed in updating the old CD player concept without making it overly complicated. It's reliable, has a good set of features, and gives you a solid way to enjoy those physical discs you've held onto. Or maybe even started collecting again. It hits that target market quite well, it seems.
So what's the takeaway for you listening? Well, the Nomad kind of proves that this return to physical media isn't just about rejecting technology. It might be about wanting technology that's more focused, maybe more intentional. It respects that CD library you spent years building, but it also fits into your life now with wireless headphones and car stereos. It shows there's real value in bridging that gap between past and present tech.
And that leads to an interesting thought, doesn't it? If that tactile experience, actually handling the media, swapping discs, is becoming important again for some people, maybe as a reaction against endless digital scrolling. What other forgotten physical formats might be due for a similar kind of tech revival? Think about high-quality cassettes, maybe, for that analog sound. Or even something niche like mini discs. Could they be updated with Bluetooth and modern batteries? Just something to think about next time you're lost in a streaming algorithm. wondering what to listen to next.